The following is a presentation of Muddy River Sports.
Hope everyone had an enjoyable Labor Day weekend. Chris Duerr, I believe you did.
I did, and I didn't labor much after we got through all of the initial fun of this big first holiday weekend on our calendar.
And that's part of what we're trying to do. We're trying to take the load off of each other a little bit so that we can make sure we get great content out there, but not kill ourselves doing it.
Which was fun. And I mean, obviously we had a great first week on a lot of different fronts. Football, obviously, we're learning as we go, but I thought we had really good content for the folks. Some great softball, some great volleyball, some great soccer for you over the course of the weekend. So I think we're off and running. And you know what? Summer is now officially dead because it is past Labor Day weekend.
It is. It is September. And this is Mud Brothers, brought to you by CDS Office Technologies. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out with my trusty sidekick, Sports Director Chris Duerr. And we are into September. It didn't feel like it was ever going to get here at one point.
It did not.
And now it's here. And I think we're excited about what's to come.
I think it is, and I think last week was a really good setup for everything that kind of came on the table. I think we have a lot of compelling stories to tell. I thought we had some neat surprises on Friday night, not just in terms of teams, but players. We also had a lot of college football inertia that I think answered some questions that all of us had in very specific areas for Culver Stockton and for Quincy University. And I thought coming off a really good weekend, there is a sense of hope and a renewal for what the season is ahead for both those two programs.
I would agree. Now, before we dive into any of that, we're trying to get some things done here in our downtown Quincy studio. Okay? It's been pretty plain. We got the TV here with the monitor with the logo. But beyond that, it's pretty plain. We've had conversations, you and I have. Of what are we going to do? How are we going to decorate this? One idea we had was to hang some jerseys. Friday night, I got a special delivery.
Oh, did you now?
I show up to Flynn Stadium for Quincy High School's season opener. One of the two, I can't say he's number one. He's like 1A and 1B of my two favorite coaches I ever had in any sport. Jim Wassman.
Great man.
Max Miller would be the other. Just don't want to leave Max out of the conversation.
Fair conversation.
But Coach Wassman, he and I sit together in the west end zone of Flynn Stadium when I'm at Blue Devil home games. Show up, and he comes walking over to the truck, and he hands me I believe it was a Dollar General bag, but a bag, and there was something in it. A gift.
A gift?
A gift for our studio, if we so choose.
Oh, perfect.
He brought me, and this is one of his Blue Devil baseball jerseys when he was a coach.
Wow.
Number 42 on the back,
that's pretty
as you
awesome.
can see. So, yes.
And the cutout Ted Klaczewski sleeve.
Isn't that beautiful?
Show off the guns.
Well, I mean, he was Jim Wassman.
Well, Jim Wassman is a bad man.
He is. So, Coach Wassman, this is going to have a special place here in the Muddy Buddy studio. Really special. The only thing I didn't get him to do, I should have had him sign it Friday night. So before we hang it in here, I'm going to take it with me.
I think that's a good move.
And try to see if he'll do it. Knowing him, he'll fight me on it. And because I've tried to get him on Shuck on a Truck for 4 years now. And Coach Wassman has declined. One day he's like, I'll probably do it. And then and then he backed off again. So one of these days, and I don't know if it can't be on the tailgate of the pickup because he's getting a little older, so understandable. I still want to sit down and do a story on Jim Wassman's career. Because he's never talked about it. And he tells me little stories here and there. And I've gotten a lot over the years. So I have stories to share about Coach Wassman. Did you know he met Muhammad Ali?
Did not know that.
I asked him and I said, did you tell him? Hey, Muhammad, I'm Jim Wassman.
Nice.
We had a good laugh about it.
I'll bet you did.
But yeah, so Coach Wassman, thank you for the Blue Devil baseball jersey.
Awesome stuff.
This is going up here in the Muddy Buddy studio. It's really cool. Really cool that he did that for us. And I love Coach Wassman.
He's a great man.
One of my favorite
people. And he has
people.
a sandwich named after him across the street.
That's right.
Which is a delicious sandwich at 8 Open, by the way.
I'm surprised they don't have a Jim Wassman Blue Devil jersey hanging up in there.
I actually saw a picture of Jim Wassman eating a Jim Wassman sandwich. I think that is about as meta as it gets in this world.
I would like to go sit with Jim Wassman and eat a Jim Wassman sandwich. And maybe we could get Jared Tipton over at 8 Open to provide us one. We'll sit on the tailgate.
There you go.
That would be classic.
Only problem is they're not easy to eat.
No, they're messy.
They are messy, but delicious messy.
Very cool, very cool. So, okay, so we have a jersey, another jersey to add to the collection of stuff we're getting here in the studio. Are you a collector of anything?
Not really. Not in my advancing years. I used to collect baseball cards when I was younger. I had autographs from baseball players that I would get when we would go to Candlestick Park. Yeah. Because at that point, that was the closest major league ballpark. And I was not a Giants fan. I actually grew up a Reds fan and later a Mets fan because of George Foster.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had a nice collection of autographs and some signed baseballs, and a baseball I got from the immortal Steve Nicosia, who gave me a baseball. So I mean, I had that stuff. I don't know if Pat Duerr still has that in a box out at home in Sacramento somewhere or not.
I've always been a collector of certain things. I grew up collecting baseball cards.
Right.
I've got a few autographed items. Never really dug into the autographed scene.
Okay.
Some people are crazy about that stuff. I still love opening packs of cards, even at this age. There's something about opening a pack of cards and going, it's cardboard crack.
Right, it is, yes.
And it's so much fun. Now, people go crazy for this stuff. Now it's not so much opening packs, it's box breaks, and they go through the whole box and all this stuff. I still like opening a pack by pack.
Like back in the old days when you were a little leaguer, and after the game you'd get a treat ticket and you'd get to get baseball cards.
Yeah, exactly.
The best.
Ride our bike to Modern Dairy, which was at 20th and Jefferson. Here in Quincy.
Okay.
And we take our change and go buy packs of baseball cards and penny candy.
Yeah.
It was great memories, great memories. So what sparked that was with some buddies a couple weekends ago, and they asked, what is your favorite or most important in your collection? What's the best thing you have collectible-wise? And I had to give it some serious thought. I've got 2 really cool things that are hanging on the wall in the home office. And I've got a third that is framed and gonna go on the home. And I was like trying to decide which is number 1 for me. And I think I figured out which is the most important piece of what I have.
Okay.
Now, the 2 that hang on the wall right now, I have an autographed Johnny Bench jersey.
Your favorite player of all time?
My favorite player of all time, given to me by the seniors on the 2023 Q&D baseball team.
Which was a very awesome gesture.
I cried.
Yes. As well you should have.
Yes, I did.
Such a show of respect.
The other one is a signed Dallas Sidekicks jersey. So several years ago, somebody threw out the idea on social media, if you could have 4 jerseys signed by anybody, what would they be? Well, one of mine was a Bo Jackson autograph. I would love to have a Bo Jackson. That was one. But I said a Dev Reeves signed jersey.
That's where I thought you were going with this.
So one day in the mail, I get a package from Dallas, Texas. And I'm like, why am I getting this big manila envelope from Dallas, Texas? And so I waited and I said, Michelle, did you order something? No. And I said, neither did I. Open it up. Dev had read the column.
Oh, how cool.
And sent me a Dev Reeves Dallas Sidekicks jersey autograph.
Oh, very cool.
Very cool. So those hang on the wall. The other one, which to me is the most important piece of my memorabilia collection, I have a game program from senior night in 1981, Quincy High School boys basketball.
This does not surprise me in the least.
My sister Teresa bought the programs were 25 cents. All you needed was a quarter. So she bought one, asked Michael Payne to take it to the locker room. The entire team, Coach Leggett, Coach Hellenthal, and even the Devil, Mark Boster, all signed the program, and I still have it.
You need like a certain lighting to set that up and set that up in like a vestibule for viewing.
So as we were getting prepared for the show, I got thinking about that stuff and thinking of the conversation I had with my buddies, Pat Berger and Josh Tucker, about collectibles.
Sure.
Because they've got some really cool stuff. My buddy Pat, real into bobbleheads at one point in time. He's got a ton of bobbleheads. Josh Tucker actually has a 52 Mickey Mantle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's got...
What kind of condition is it in?
I think it graded out as a PSA 1, which is pretty low condition.
Right.
But it's a 52 Mantle. Right. Who cares what condition it is?
At that point.
And he's got some... He's a huge Chicago Bears fan.
Okay.
So he's got... And there was some really old Bears cards. There was a set, a Chickles set is what it's called. he and I are going to do a Shuck on a Truck at some point to talk about collectibles. That would be phenomenal. So, Tuck, we are doing it. But it got me thinking. Were you ever a Sacramento River Cats fan?
I actually, no. I spent some time, we had an association here when Bob Eamon owned the new version of the River Cats.
Right.
Which still draws as well as any minor league team in the country.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, is where the soon-to-be Las Vegas A's are now playing there. But we were in that stadium. It's gorgeous and whatever. Okay. But no, not back in the day. No minor league affiliation.
Okay, I think that's going to change.
Okay.
I think you will become a Sacramento River Cats fan immediately.
I like it.
Do you want to know why?
Why?
I found out recently, and it becomes, as we record this show on Monday, just so people understand.
Sure.
So the news, I think, is going to come out on Tuesday. Quincy University All-American infielder Dayson Croes, who was signed by the Giants in their organization this year and has made his way up through their organization, got promoted to AAA Sacramento this week.
He's moving to Sacktown.
He's moving to Sacktown.
Beautiful.
So
that is awesome. Yeah, that is such great news.
He started the year when he signed with the Giants. So he was playing in the American Association. Right. 2 tremendous years in the American Association. Right. All-star campaigns, Rookie of the Year. The dude's just a flat-out professional hitter.
Right.
So he gets signed by the Giants. Starts out with the rookie league team, in Arizona, and then goes to Single A. August came around, he got called up to Double A. September comes up, he gets called up to Triple A.
Beautiful.
He has made a rapid rise in 1 year, and it's because the dude flat hits.
He does. And if Dayson needs any kind of restaurant recommendations or places of interest to see in West Sacramento or beyond, I'm his man.
Okay, yes. Well, we can make that happen. But so excited for him.
Good for Dayson.
So that'll give us 2 Quincy University products at the AAA level.
That's pretty impressive.
As of today. Keep hearing that Riley Martin might get a shot to go up before the season ends. I don't know if that's going to happen.
The politics of minor league baseball, as you know, are incredibly strange, especially this time of year with the September expansions.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, it's very strange.
But really happy for Dayson to get that opportunity. It's fun to track these guys. I was able to track. You go back in the day, Josh Raby's career, Josh Kinney's career,
right,
and now more recently, obviously Riley Martin's gone up to AAA. Graham Spraker made it to AAA in the Blue Jays organization. His career is now over. He never got to the big show, but it was fun to track that. We've had a few other guys play minor league baseball from Quincy University. We had a Quincy Notre Dame graduate in Johnny Ray who had his opportunity, drafted by the White Sox. Now we have another Quincy Notre Dame graduate in Griffin Kern at the Class A level in the athletics organization. He's with the Stockton Ports right now. He's already got 2 victories.
Phenomenal
already. So he's pitching out of the bullpen, but he's been really solid so far. Got 2 wins under his belt, and it's fun to track these guys. Pay attention to them. Obviously I write about them every now and then to keep people updated on him. But the fact that Dayson got promoted to AAA is a fantastic thing. And then even better that he's going to Sacktown.
Love it. We'll have to get some River Cats hats and gear to wear around here.
That would be awesome. So okay, so we've talked about collectibles. We've talked baseball. We haven't gotten to football in that yet.
Okay.
But before we do, this came up over the weekend.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite cartoon? Or did you have a favorite cartoon? Yeah. What was your go-to cartoon when you were growing up?
So cartoon, when I was really young, I was into Hong Kong Phooey. With the great Scatman Crothers as the voice of Hong Kong Phooey. I'm trying to remember, you and I have talked about Battle of the Planets.
Oh, yes.
Which, was less a cartoon than a life-changing experience.
Exactly.
Yes. So, I think that at a certain age was something that had great appeal to both my brother and I.
Oh, I can see that.
So I think those would stand out. And I think even today, just the incredible humor that's still rife within The Simpsons all these years later.
True.
I think that has to qualify for one of the great feats in American television, not just cartooning.
I never got into The Simpsons.
Really?
I watched them, and all that, But I never was a guy, okay, I got to set up my schedule to make sure I watch it this week when it comes on TV. I know people that did.
And certainly did.
And
it wasn't Halloween in our household until he watched the Treehouse of Horrors every year, which were always fun.
I understand that.
Sure.
Johnny Quest was my go-to.
Johnny Quest was awesome.
That's my favorite cartoon of all time.
Even ahead of Speed Racer, which was also great.
Speed Racer was, yes, it was. But Johnny Quest was number one. Bandit. May even name a dog someday, Bandit. You just never know.
No, that's awesome. Johnny Quest was great. I mean, and in those days, I don't think people realize the animation wasn't great compared to what you have now.
Well, yeah,
but we're so romantic about the shows and what they were and growing up with them. And
I have a CD collection of Johnny Quest episodes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So, I can remember wanting the Mach 5 when I grew up, and the homing pigeon, and the little chutes that fired the car into the air.
Oh, my mom can still tell stories of me watching certain cartoons and then going out in the backyard and acting them out.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, well, that was half the fun.
Oh yeah.
Transmute, baby.
Transmute.
Yeah,
yes.
That's right. So,
I would sit on the end of the picnic table and pretend it was the Phoenix.
Well, you should have.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, and there's people out there going, "What are they talking?
What are you talking about?
We're old.
We've lost the entire audience. That's what we're here for.
We got to have some fun with this,
We do,
right?
absolutely.
We are into week 2 of volleyball, or of football. We're into some teams are just now starting their seasons,
right.
In other sports. But we're full bore into fall sports. Anything catch your attention outside of football? We talk a ton of football because we got Monday Night Lights. Football's got its own show. Anything outside of football that really grabbed your attention or could still grab your attention?
I was caught off guard by how good the North Shelby softball team is and was and performed this week over at Moberly. I don't think that was a team people had pegged to win that tournament.
Yeah.
Again, pitching in our area in general is very, very down this year from what it has been. But those girls all hit, and they hit consistently. And, I mean, if you look at Harper Copenhaver going 8 of 10 from the plate.
Crazy.
With 6 ribbies and 5 runs scored over the course of...
I think 5 stolen bases
as well. 5 stolen bases. And she's so torquey in the way she hits. It's just, there's a natural power to the way she hits. But as I tried to explain to somebody this week, it's not just her, it's the fact that they just keep putting batters to the plate and continuing to move and pass the bat and keep the lineup rolling. I mean, they scored 28 runs in 3 games this week.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, and so that was a team I don't think anybody really had on their radar to that level. And, the Paris Coyotes kind of came out of nowhere last year and made it to state. I'm not sure North Shelby might not be that Class 1 team that has a chance to do something similar this year, just based on early returns. Now, obviously, that's a long way down the road, but as an early surprise, they would stand out very highly for me.
Obviously, we saw Highland go 2-2 at the Troy tournament.
Which is loaded.
So not surprising that they lost a game or 2 there just because that tournament is so good.
It is.
But Highland's a team that we have to keep our eye on week in and week out because they're going to do special things.
They are, and I think we've seen Abby Lay come back from that catastrophic knee injury, and I don't think she's yet 100%. I think the Abby Lay you see now is not going to be the Abby Lay you see in early October into the playoff run. So I think they're going to get better that direction, but man, does that team just hit. They rake up and down the lineup, and it starts with Kiki Rothweiler at the top of the lineup. Yeah. The fact that every time she's on base, I mean, she is modern Ricky Henderson. Nobody can keep her off the base paths.
Better base stealer.
Okay.
Rothweiler?
Yeah.
Or Harper Copenhaver?
I'd probably say Rothweiler.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think you've come out of the gate.
You've seen them both more than I have.
I don't think you come out of the gate the way Rothweiler did and destroy the school's record for steals.
Yeah.
In your first real year of varsity meeting. So she is probably an all-time great in that department at this particular point. The rest of her game really good as well, but the base stealing, the fact that nobody can throw her remotely out at the high school level kind of sets the wheels in motion because you've got, Addie Abel hitting right behind her. You've got Bailey Christ hitting right behind her. That 1 through 6 for Highland is incredibly potent, and there are no breaks in that lineup.
Okay, those are the teams that have jumped out at us softball-wise.
Okay.
QD girls golf off to a great start. QD boys golf off to a great start.
Neither of which are a surprise.
No. Illini West boys off to a great start.
Not a surprise.
Not a surprise. I don't think we've seen any surprises on the golf scene. The teams that we expected to be good, the players we expected to be good, are the teams and players producing so far.
Can I make a slight argument for Illini West girls golf?
Yeah.
I think being more precocious at this point than we thought. They've won a tournament already.
Okay.
They're a team that I think, is on the come. I think there's so much attention on boys golf at Illini West, and rightly so with the guys that they've had and still have coming. Obviously, Nolan Murphy is one of the great names going into the future for our area for golf-wise. But I think that girls program is starting to catch some life. And I was out at the junior high school state golf tournament last year. They got a girl coming that's going to add to that. They're kind of in the spot where Q&D was last year. You can see the future architecture of Illini West golf coming. Okay. So that's just one I would put on radar for the future.
Okay. Volleyball, we saw a big victory last week for Unity team that knocked out Quincy Notre Dame in the season opener. That's impressive.
That's super impressive. And I, quite frankly, putting the pieces together, I didn't see Unity being that good this early, able to do that. And I think they got everybody's attention. And obviously with the Suns Classic coming up,
right?
That this is proving ground time. So, what is it that you do with that momentum? That's a really good volleyball sport.
We're going to learn a lot this week about our area volleyball scene, just because this is the Lady Suns Classic this week. So we're going to see a ton of volleyball. I mean, we have 5 matches for 3 of the next 4 nights, and then Saturday bonanza where everybody plays multiple matches. So we're going to see a ton of volleyball this week in our area, and we're going to have a better feel for who's starting to rise, who's up and coming, who maybe isn't going to live up to expectations, or who's going to be really, really good. We don't, it's going to be an interesting week.
There's no context, and quite frankly, I haven't seen Southeastern yet. I don't know what to make of, Tim Kerr's crew yet. So I think a lot of that will come into focus this week. And there are there's a really nice array of teams in Southeastern that are, some of them are kind of very well balanced. So I think nightly, you're going to get 5 matches or 4 matches the one night we lose one. But, I think it's going to be really interesting play. And who knows? I mean, you could probably win a pool with a loss this year. That wouldn't surprise me based on sort of the balance of volleyball in our area.
One thing I'm incredibly intrigued by is the Quincy Notre Dame boys soccer team.
Okay.
Scored 1 goal in 4 games this week.
They played murderers row.
And that's the thing. And our good buddy Brad Hoyt, Quincy University men's basketball coach, put out on social media, and he said it at one of the games I was at. Not all schedules are created equal.
No.
So if you try to go, okay, this team's 0-4, this team's 2-1, this team's 3-0, this team's 1-2, who cares at this point? Because not everybody plays the same schedule. Notre Dame's first 4 games were brutal.
Right.
You're talking 2 state champions, a super sectional finalist from last year, and another team that's really good, and it's like, wait a minute. And defensively, Notre Dame was good. Now they've got to find some offense. Elliot Hendry finally broke the seal, got the first goal for Notre Dame on Saturday against Clayton, again, a defending state champion from Missouri. But I really like the pieces defensively. They were tired by the end of the week as well.
Oh, I can imagine. Yes,
that was 4 games of that caliber in 1 week. Greg Reese was trying to kill his guys, I think, but it helps because they're going to be better because of playing those 4 games.
Can I make a point? What do Greg Reese, David Kirby, and Jeff Geschwinder all have in common? They've been to the big game, the big game.
Yes,
and they all scheduled incredibly hard out of the gate. Greg does it every year. David Kirby said, hey, Valley Catholic was an opportunity for us. Jeff Geschwinder, we'll get more from losing to Helias if that's how it goes down than we will beating somebody that we should. I mean, I think really coaches who have that idea that our team has a chance to get to the big game are the coaches who are scheduling games of this kind of difficulty right off the bat, because the baseline comes down. Everything Quincy Notre Dame does moving forward is going to seem easier relative to what they did this week. Same thing for Monroe City football, same thing for Hannibal football moving forward.
And I'm real anxious to see how that develops. It is developing. This isn't going to be, okay, you played 4 really tough games. You're going to come out in your next game and you're going to be state caliber like that. It's going to take some time to develop, but the development's there. It's going to happen. I truly believe that. Starting this week, I know, again, as we record this, we're looking ahead to the week. Quincy Notre Dame plays Hannibal.
Right.
A Hannibal team that lost a ton from last year.
Well, they did. They may have lost as much as anybody.
Exactly. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But it's also going to be a good measuring stick for Quincy Notre Dame. How did you come out of that first week? And how prepared are you for what lies ahead?
So, since you have now seen Quincy High soccer, and I saw Quincy High soccer, are they better? In your estimation, is this a better soccer squad than it was last year?
The game I saw, they did not play that way.
Okay.
Again, Beardstown gave them a tussle. They had to rally with a second half goal to tie that game 2-2. I didn't think they played great on Friday. Went out Saturday morning after I watched Notre Dame, went out to Flynn for a while. They took it to a Macomb team. Okay. So they capitalized on the moment. Are they better than last year? Yes. How much better? I don't know.
That's I'm sort of in the weeds with where they're at this point. I can see some certain potential there. Yes. I think front and back. I think there's a chance for them to be better on both ends of that. We don't know schedule-wise yet who they are.
Right. Exactly. And so give them a couple weeks to see how they perform against as the games get tougher for them. They go on the road for Western Big Six games. They got a Western Big Six game at home this week. The schedule gets tougher than that opening week. That opening week wasn't very tough.
No, it wasn't.
But that's okay.
If you're trying to build back.
Exactly. Yes. You got to build confidence. So these were confidence-building moments for the Blue Devils. I'm anxious to see what they do. And later this week, I'll get a chance to see Quincy University soccer team, the men's soccer team. The women start on the road. The men start at home on Thursday against Parkside. Really good exhibition results. Beat WIU.
Western Illinois, yes.
Yeah, so
at WIU.
At WIU. So really good exhibition from the Hawks. How does that translate? And we're going to find out right now. Parkside's usually traditionally good, traditionally one of the better teams in the GLIAC. Used to be a GLVC member, so Quincy is very familiar with Parkside. Getting good production in the exhibition season from the Quincy products. Carter Vemberlo, Leo Can. There's a lot to look forward to, I think, for Quincy University soccer this year. I'm anxious to get my eyeballs on them and see what's it look like.
I know you and I have already talked a little bit about Quincy University women's volleyball and where they are, and quite frankly, that might be the pinnacle program on campus right now in terms of how you measure other programs and success. Is there another college team out there, Matt, that maybe Quincy University, maybe John Wood, maybe Culver Stockton, that has some appeal to you that you think there might be a story brewing there?
John Wood Community College men's soccer team.
Okay.
It sounds like they play at home, their first home match this coming Saturday against State Fair Community College. Defensively, I know they're pretty solid. Okay. From talking to Bob Kalman, the head coach, talking to some people involved with that program, sounds like they're pretty good defensively. He loves the culture of this group. This group, he says, has chemistry. Not every group he's had has had chemistry. When you bring foreign athletes in, it doesn't always work.
No, it does not. It's a difficult.
But it sounds like this is working. And one of the reasons it's working is the leadership of a Quincy Notre Dame product and Mason Montaigne, who's really doing a good job as a leader. One of the guys that Bob Kalman considers kind of one of the rocks of that team. Okay. And I know he's played really well so far. And Mason's a great kid, a very stand-up individual. So I'm excited to get out there Saturday. I'm going to see them for the first time on Saturday. I think they're one that has my eye right now. And then to stick with the soccer theme, Culver Stockton women's college soccer team.
That was where I thought you might go.
Undefeated so far. Right. Tyler Tomlinson's got a great crew over there. He does a great job. They're in a loaded conference.
They are.
I mean, you're talking one of the best NAIA conferences around. So it's going to be hard for them to climb to that upper echelon, but I think they're trending the right direction.
Well, when you can land a certified Division I player like Ryan Moore and put her in your program, that changes the baseline for everybody.
Question.
Everybody elevates their play because they see that. They are off to a great start. Yeah. It's hard to find some context yet exactly how good the Lady Wildcats good is.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see that. And I think that brings an important point. There's more than just great high school sports out there.
No question.
If you're willing on a weekend to go out and sample some John Wood men's soccer in a really fun place to watch them play.
Yeah, they've changed that dynamic out there. Quincy Recycle gave them a big boost by investing in John Wood's soccer program. So you have the Quincy Recycle field now.
Yes.
And you just see every year it gets better and better, whether it's the condition of the grass or the amenities around it. They've got a video board coming in, I've been told. You know, again, it's just going to continue to get better because people are investing in it.
Well, you remember when it had the giant hole and it would fill up with water? And we used to, humorously refer to that as Lake Herman because Blake Herman was playing on that team.
Right.
That you had an actual swamp on that field. Now it's a pristine field. Yes. It's a really nice facility.
With a big crown, though.
Yes.
Like, I was sitting in one corner, and, like, some kid almost disappeared because he was short on the other side of the field. It's like, wow, that crown's really big on that field.
Hey, go big or go home, baby.
So, again, our area is rich in athletics, whether it's high school or college. We know there's some good things brewing at Quincy University. We know there's some good things brewing at Culver Stockton. And typically, I hate to say it, but the fall sports at John Wood kind of get forgotten.
They do.
But it sounds like there's good things brewing there as well. The women's soccer program has a much better roster. Haley Womack's doing a great job of building that. It was tough. She struggled, and no fault of her own.
Look at the challenges she faced. She had to invent keepers from players who had never played soccer before when she started out doing this.
And so, again, progress. And that's what you want to see. You want to see progress continually for those programs because that's the only way you get to the level that Brad Hoyt and Mike Elby had the men's basketball team at.
Right.
You know, you want to get to that level. Yeah, Adam Hightower wants to get the baseball team to that level. Okay? Progress. You just got to keep churning. You got to get your facilities better. You got to get your team better, your culture better. And I think all that's happening.
I think, it's hard when you've lost momentum or when you've had impediments to find that initial traction. We're starting to see some of that in different places. Look at how long Tyler Tomlinson has been slugging away at the hill to get something to where he wants it. And he does such a great job with it now. So again, it's nice to see that reflected. And I don't even know, I can't even begin to, describe the dynamics that have kind of made Quincy University women's volleyball what they have. But I mean, their best players are from all over the world. It's literally a collection of some great talent that, you don't see athletic competition like that every day.
And having Alici Pavon healthy this year just raises the bar for them.
It does.
And they got some really good players coming back besides her. But having her healthy this year, she missed last year with an injury. She's a game changer.
And if you're not a fan of sports and just want to go watch something that's fun to watch, women's volleyball is incredible. Just the way it's played, the pace, the excitement level, the noise that comes from the crowd there. Great crowds for those matches.
So, and they should.
And you're right. And it's a chance for you to take advantage of this on a random Friday or Saturday night when you might not have anything else going on in your weekend. It's right there, right here in Quincy, afforded to you.
The only thing I miss about QU volleyball right now, it's my buddy Madison Norris out there on the floor. Yes. She was always a treat to talk to.
Very talented young lady, yes. And super.
Now Mrs. Logsdon.
Yes, Mrs. Logsdon, super good at our business as well. Yeah. Very talented lady.
Very talented. Yes. So, again, lot going on. We're into September.
It feels good.
You've been here a month.
That's hard to believe. In some ways, it feels like I've been here a day, and I'm still trying to figure things out.
But you've been here a month. You've survived a month.
I just wanted to make it to Earth, Wind, and Fire Day without you firing me, and then I felt like this would be a success. So I've got the 21st day of September out there. If I can get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Then a few more Earth, Wind, and Fire days after that.
Well, let's hope so.
So, sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Well, let's get into week 2, and get out there and have some fun.
I think next week, I think you and I kind of steal from our old history.
Ooh,
and
I like that idea.
We start doing maybe our own player ratings for football.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a draft, if you will, position by position. Quarterback for quarterback, running back for running back.
Okay.
Just see where we're at next week.
Have you given it some thought already?
I'm already, my mind is already blown by the quarterback thing. I can't pick a quarterback yet. I'm kind of waiting to see what you do among tri-state quarterbacks who you think is best to counter your offer.
I think I know who you want to go with. I honestly do.
You might be surprised.
I might be.
You might be surprised.
We'll see.
Okay.
But that's something to look forward to next week.
We'll do this
We might even talk pro fantasy football because I actually have a draft this week.
Well, I hope you do well.
Oh, I won't do. I think in the history of the league I'm in, I'm dead last.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I get busy, I lose interest, and then I forget to set my lineups, and so then I lose bad because I forget to set my lineups. I have a history of that.
I stopped playing fantasy football a long time ago, but I play fantasy baseball religiously, and my whole world revolves around beating Pat Atwell. This, and my wife makes fun of me.
I don't know if you can.
I've done it once.
Okay.
But my wife makes fun of me. Oh, is Atwell beating you again this week?
I love it.
This is what it comes down to. This is like blood feud level fantasy baseball.
Well, this might be the year for me in fantasy football.
Okay.
Because I won't have anything else to worry about on Sundays.
That's a good point.
Because the Cowboys are dead to me.
Yes, they should be.
So I'm just going to watch football for fun this year.
Good for you.
Try not to get frustrated by the Star on Sundays.
By the way, my brother-in-law and my nephew, Colby, who you know well.
I know Colby, yeah.
Packer fans. Super thankful for you and Jerry Jones, buddy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to set you off before we go.
The Cardinals are terrible. Yes. The Cowboys are terrible.
Hey, the Chicken Hawks could die this week.
Thank goodness there's Mizzou football to root for. Bo Pribula, baby.
That's right, baby. They look good.
I want to see him put a chicken hawk on a roaster this week.
This will be a big week, and if it's not, we won't show our faces next week for the podcast.
Oh, if it is a big week for the good old Tigers this week, just watch what happens next week on the show.
might need the NC-17 rating for that one. Mature audiences only.
That's right. Thank you for doing this.
Always a pleasure, my man.
Let's do it again next week.
Sounds good.
This has been another episode of Mud Brothers, brought to you by CDS Office Technologies. I can't. You got me all hyped up on the Mizzou talk.
Sorry, dude.
CDS Office Technologies. That's our sponsor. There we go.
They're good people.
Yeah, they are.
Muddy River Sports. Our home, our sports.